Partnered by Times Influence.
In this episode of Workplace Excellence, we get a glimpse into the work lives of the employees of Atria Convergence Technologies. Born out of the vision to become the most admired in-home entertainment, education and interactive services provider, the company was established in the year 2000 in Bengaluru. Today, ACT has scaled to become the third largest wired broadband ISP in India with a prominent presence across cities in southern India.
The ACT has an interesting journey that the idea germinated really from when we were engaging with people in a different context, really, the context of going to schools and seeing what's happening in government schools for a different program. I realized that knowledge delivery has to happen enough through technology, and the quality of delivery and knowledge delivery in government schools was not so good. And the reason for starting ACT was to figure out if you could combine voice data and voice and data together to create an interesting new audio-visual delivery system.
We started the company with a nimble vision that we will disrupt the experience of the customer. We basically said we are here to build a most admired company which will transform the lives of the many customers, not one or two, at a large scale, and give them an experience that has never been experienced in the country. With that vision, we said we will bring in a radical social transformation, and I think it has played out exceptionally well by liberating the experience of the customer. Almost 1.3 million homes are connected by us with high speed, high data download broadband connections, and this has indeed given a great experience and liberation to our end customers.
Currently, we have two lines of business. The legacy business of cable television, we refer to it internally as the video business, is a small portion. Over these years, our identity has changed to that of an internet service provider. We were among the pioneers in the FTTX space and have launched high-speed broadband services in the country. We are present currently across 5 different states. We are very dominant in the south of India, in Andhra Pradesh, Telangana, Karnataka and Tamil Nadu, and very recently we had launched our services in Delhi as well.
With a strong workforce and a resolute value system, ACT's foundation philosophy resembled that of a startup, demonstrating its dedication to working like a close-knit family.
Right from the beginning, when we were a startup and we were still evolving our business model, one thing was very clear, that we wanted to build this business on a very strong foundation of values and ethics. We decided that we are not going to do anything wrong. For us, the how of conducting the business was more important than how much. And this has been a philosophy that we have acted out in each and every action right from the beginning when life was very, very tough as well. We also realized that we are in the service industry, and service industry is all about being ready in terms of capabilities for the now as well as future.
Our principles have always been one of those: a delighted customer is an end product of a delighted employee. A happy and a well-groomed employee gives a phenomenal experience to the end customer, and that is a principle on which this entire company has been based on. We do many things differently with a very simple expectation: deliver that customer delight through a very happy, empowered and groomed employees. There have been multiple success factors behind this story, but the primary one is basically the kind of people we have in our company, right from the leadership team, right to down to the last mile employee who goes and visits the customer with a smiling face and delivers the service or a connectivity. And that's the proof of the pudding, and that's the moment of truth for the end customer. And that's what propels us, impels us day in and day out to work for this mission and the vision.
Stressing on the importance of establishing sturdy foundations for all endeavors, ACT lays strong focus on training its new employees.
Typically in a knowledge economy, it is very important for any organization to attract, to hire, to retain, and more importantly, develop their people. But at ACT, we believe that development is not an activity or a task. It in fact is a fundamental belief that every person who is part of the organization has to be successful. So every initiative that we take towards development is to ensure that the person becomes successful in his role and is also successful in future.
We have a very open, thought-provoking and fun-filled workplace. Many suggestions come from some of our very junior employees. We constantly question the norm, and all these suggestions we consider, and whichever are relevant, we work towards making it into a deliverable product to our customers.
We would be actually having about 4 training man-days per employee, and in a 6,500 employee base, that's quite a lot of training programs that happens. These training programs are focused on functional and non-functional aspects. We have leadership development programs because we like to grow people from within. So we have in-house programs. We have tied up with the Ivy League institutions from across the world to provide some programs. There are management development programs. There are programs for the first-time managers. There are programs for people who do not clear assessment centers and who don't make it in order to work on their gaps so that they can attempt and get through these assessment development centers yet again.
We have ensured that every employee is heard and no employee's grievance goes unanswered. We have several forums where employees can reach out to us. So to mention a few, there is one forum called inform.ceo. So this is a helpline. It's an email ID, inform.ceo@actcorp.in, and anybody can write to the CEO directly on this mail, and it goes to our CEO, Mr. Bala Maladi, directly, and he goes through every mail and every grievance that is written to him is acted upon. So it could be something that the employee is going through, his unhappiness with the workplace, with the manager, or he or she might have seen something wrong that is happening within the organization, which he would like the CEO to address. So this is a forum, and employees who have written on this ID, they know that it has been resolved for them.
ACT's open door policy is a catalyst to uphold transparency at all times for all of its employees.
How does one learn to think like a CEO?
Just like me. On a serious plane, I think CEO or any senior executive is all about an evolved way of managing a business or a function. So if that is indeed the case, it's a very simple way of approaching, understanding the problem and identifying multiple solutions and choosing the most appropriate solution in the given circumstances. Sometimes all solutions may not be very crystal clear, but if you know what is your objective and if you know what is the way of optimizing an outcome of a problem, of a solution, I think you will always develop the skill of problem solving, getting the best out of it and optimizing, and in some cases minimizing losses, in some cases maximizing the opportunity. So it's all very situational, but what is this underlying trait is that you got to always look for solutions, look for the framework within which you can actually get that particular solutions.
Really, the genetics of the organization, cliched as it may sound, is about people. We engage with people in a service environment. We engage with customers in a large base of customers, and it's the face of our organization is really people. And I think what we want to believe is that we are very inward looking, trying to make sure that our people are, one, educated, two, empowered. They're then allowed to grow. You know, you empathize with them when they have challenges, but you empower them to go off and, you know, do the right thing for the customers. And eventually, I think all of that gets tied in when you talk of being a very transparent, apolitical organization. It sounds very simple to say, be a transparent, apolitical organization, but the kind of energies that go into making that organization so that everyone across all layers believes that this is a transparent, apolitical organization is a very tough act, if you will. And we believe that we've really done a reasonable job, if not a great job, in terms of making sure that the message is consistent, the processes continuously re-emphasize the fact that, you know, we are an organization that's apolitical, that's transparent, and at the same time empowers the people to go off and do the right thing.
Having established its presence in the cable and broadband services industry, Atria Convergence Technologies has become a household name in southern India.
A broadband internet today has become more a basic necessity like food and water than a luxury or good to have. We constantly evaluate across the world what are the new things that are happening in this particular domain, and we evaluate that and try to apply it to Indian markets because the usage patterns from geography to geography change a bit. We deliver a product to the customer in the form of broadband and also a promise to ensure the reliability of a service. Hence, it becomes very important for us to make the right choice of technology that is adaptable, that is futuristic, and that is scalable.
The lifestyle of people essentially revolves around connected smart devices. So providing a reliable service is extremely important. Our core and trunk network have become very stable over time. We have worked hard in identifying the vulnerabilities and devising the appropriate solutions. We have equipped our network with the best-in-class equipments and with rich features.
When customers subscribe for our service, the first thing that we have to do is provision them through the network and the sorts of that. So the process goes like we have engineers on field who go and lay the cables, place the boxes wherever needed, and then from there on the internet is served to the customers. So to provision this service to go through the network, the earlier process was that there were a set of people sitting in the back end and a lot of people on the field. So the ratio was always about hundreds to a few tens, and it was a huge bottleneck. People had to wait on the call, things were taking longer, some people could not connect. We've done enough automations in the past few years to identify where we can cut down all these manual interventions and make it more efficient.
Like any successful brand, ACT owes its success to a team of happy and motivated employees. The company has designed unique and comprehensive models to ensure that they are dedicated and content in the work environment.
For us in ACT, everything comes with the people. We strongly believe highly engaged employees are the must for the business growth. And for us, including everyone, driving everyone from the lowest level for the front-end employees to the topmost employees is the must for the organization, and that's been our DNA of the organization till now. And that has worked for us till now, and obviously it will going to work for us in the future as well. We always believe employees are an important part of our business, and we go out of the way to help our employees. If there is a need, personal or professional, or any kind of exigencies, we just go out of the way to help them. Health-wise or any emotional support or anything for that matter. And the same thing we expect from our employees as well, because the integrity is the foremost important factor of our culture of the organization.
In our organization, literally every act is seen. When I say literally, it means, at any point of time, if an employee has gone out of his way to do something right, we recognize it. And what's unique about our rewards and recognition platform is that it's hugely robust. It comprises of various formal and informal processes which ensure we never miss an employee. We have another platform called the appreciation card, where we have these cards stacked up in every offices, and if a colleague has done something good for me, can be professionally, can be personal, I can just go and give a thank you card. We introduce this to this process to ensure that the care within the organization goes up, and it has definitely helped our organization. And to make the reward and recognition easier, for our employees, we also introduced a bot called the Thanks Bot. We said that when somebody wants to thank somebody, it's always easier to type a message rather than maybe walking up and giving a card at times. So we thought, okay, why not? Let's introduce a bot, and from your system, you just type a message which goes to the employee, whom you want to give, and it also sends a trigger to the employee's supervisor that that employee has been thanked by another employee.
The whole idea is to have people coming to work happy and motivated. And when we talk about this, there are various elements that come into play, starting from anybody asking himself whether I'm at the right place. And that includes the physical, the emotional, and the mental safety and security of that person. And when we talk about our organization, we strongly believe that these basic things play a very important role for anybody to feel happy or, let's say, secured at any place.
We've been trying our level best to kind of have a nice balance between being extremely result-oriented, but at the same time being caring. Probably this balance is what we try to figure out every day, and that's our culture. We will always be balancing these two sides. Yeah. Our first objective always had been to involve almost everyone in the decision-making process, or in fact in the goal-setting process. Once you have taken their inputs, made them feel involved into the process, after that, it is kind of giving them the required reward and recognition for every good job that's been done. Also, telling them time and again if they are off track. Finally, the responsibility of developing them to be able to deliver that result lies on us, it's on us. So therefore, right amount of training and development, inputs every now and then, keep them involved into the decision-making process, reward and recognize them enough. That's how we are trying to keep the employees motivated. It's a very difficult thing to do, but yes, so that's how it is.
We have some fun events in the organization, like something which has become very generic in our company, like Attitude. This is a year-long series of fun and entertainment, entertaining games, etc. that we do. We have done certain big events like marathons and cricket matches and art competitions, what we internally call as Art Attack, and talent shows, and you name it. We do those things. So don't be surprised if you walk into a office where people are working and suddenly there is this rock band which is rushing inside and trying to pick up people and make them sing and dance. All those things are being done so that people feel free, they can be themselves, they can have a lot of fun, because work is really, really hard and it is very time consuming. So we like to create an environment where people look forward to spending those hours in our organization.
Giving utmost priority to the wellness of its employees, the ACT offices across India have a plethora of facilities that help the employees optimize their clocking hours.
ACT as an organization, we focus upon holistic wellness of employees. Okay, so there are various aspects of wellness. It's not just your mental wellness, it's about your physical wellness, your social wellness. So the programs which we take in ACT comprise of all these three kind of wellness programs. Something called, we have an umbrella of called, an initiative called ACT Cares. Okay, so there are various initiatives which have been taken under this umbrella, okay, which comprises of physical wellness of employees, which also ensures their right support to their mental wellness, and also certain initiatives, okay, to enhance the social well-being of an individual. We actually conduct lots of camps, not only for our employees, but also our family members. As an extension of the support to the families, okay, especially for the working mothers or even working dads, where they want support to their younger ones. Okay, we have a facility, crash facility across locations.
We have also tied up with a counseling firm to provide 24/7 online counseling to our employees and their families and friends. It's free. It's not charged. It is completely anonymous, and so we have found a lot of usage on that. People don't need to tell us, but sometimes people have different kind of issues. Sometimes it's work related, sometimes it's relationship related, sometimes it's anything. Sometimes people are clinically disturbed. They reach out to these counselors that we have across the country.
An inspiring value system, a family of happy employees and satisfied customers. This is ACT's secret to becoming one of the best workplaces in India.
Partnered by Times Influence.